Hello everyone and welcome to Meeple Leaf Reviews. I'm Jeffrey Weber and today I'm doing a before and after where I take a look at a game before and after my very first play, where I give you my expectations and then first impressions. And today I have a game where I have a lot of expectations going in. It's Gaia Project, which is set in the same universe as Terra Mystica. Now Terra Mystica I've played almost 70 times. It's one of my favorite games of all time as well. So I have high hopes and high expectations for this game. I've read through the rules, I've set the game up, and I think that this game does some things that are very interesting compared to Terra Mystica. I think it streamlines some of the games. So when you're building new dwellings or mines in this game onto planets, rather than having to overwrite the planet with your terrain type, you just pay the terraforming cost and build on it right away. That streamlines the whole tokens that you're putting out, as well as rather than having to accumulate resource tokens, you have little resource tracks on your board. There's a few tweaks and twists here and there in the game that I think will just make the game more enjoyable. How the in-game scoring is done, especially in a two-player where it adds a neutral player that people are competing against. The way the cult tracks or research tracks in this game are scored, it's not compared to other people. It's just based on what level you reach in that research track as well. So I think these are welcome changes, especially one thing in Terra Mystica, which had the neighboring bonus. When someone built next to you, you could charge power. In this game, it's not based on the total number of buildings that are next to that player, but it's instead only based on your most powerful building. So I think that'll make that action even more useful going later in the game, rather than like in Terra Mystica, if you have a lot of power around people, you wouldn't take 10 power for 9 points. So I think that'll just make it even more useful towards the end of the game. So overall, the changes that I see, I think I'll like. It adds some new mechanisms with this QIC resource to do different things. So I think it's just going to be Terra Mystica with more. I'm actually expecting that I'll probably like this game more than Terra Mystica because it has the same bones. It's streamlining some things, making some welcome changes here and there, and adding more to the game that I can play around with, discover, and try and get more efficient using. So I think I'm going to enjoy the game. Let's get it to the table. We'll come back and see what I think of Gaia Project. Hello everyone and welcome back. I just finished my first play of Gaia Project. The history into my first play, I played it 2-player and it took 1 hour and 13 minutes for our first game. So what did I think? What's my first impressions of the game? Did it live up to the high expectations that I had for the game? And I would say overall, absolutely yes. It feels like core Terra Mystica with more stuff on. From almost the very first round of the game, I felt like I was being horribly inefficient at the game. And I love that feeling during my first play, because then that means that there's so much more for me to explore and try out, and things to do in the game that I haven't discovered yet. So I feel like there's a sense of discovery that's awaiting me with this game. There's things that I can try and do. I can explore. I can maybe go one path and then maybe go another one. So I just feel like there's a whole new game here that has the basis of a game that I really love, but there's a whole new game with a whole wide world of possibilities for me to try out. I like there's some variable setup with advanced technologies that can come out. So overall, I'm really excited to delve into it. Plus, not to even mention the number of factions that are in the game to try out and to play around with them a couple times to see how they work. So overall, I'm very excited to play the game. Again, play it many more times. The one thing that I did mention that I said was like kind of streamlining the whole way that there's a resource track with the tokens. I actually found that a little bit fiddly. Thankfully, there's quite a bit of weight to the tokens, so they don't slide off the track easily. But if you did bump them, you could be left wondering how many resources of what do I have left. Similar to a game like Terraforming Mars, where if it gets knocked or jostled, it could be difficult to tracked how much you actually have. But other than that, I liked the components. I liked the board. I liked the way the map played out differently. I felt in the base Terra Mystica, it was all about trying to grab land and build as many on as many hexes as you possibly could. I didn't get that same urgency for just rush building out things in this game. I felt I could focus on other things other than just building in the game. So overall, really enjoyed it. So that's my first impressions of Gaia Project. If you like this video, don't forget to hit the like button, subscribe to my YouTube channel, and we'll see you guys next time.